A fighter pilot looks up and sees a shape moving wrong. No prop blur, no engine roar, just a thin whistle and a closing speed that makes his stomach drop. He radios it in, and an intelligence officer reads the report and realizes either Germany has a jet from the future or men are dying over a myth. The paper hits my desk like a punch. Not a rumor, not a speech. A combat report. Handwritten, smudged, angry, fast, silent, no prop. Out of cloud. Past us like we were parked. I've read thousands of these. Most are routine. This one is different. It has the one ingredient men can't fake. Fear wrapped in confusion. The sky is already brutal. Every mission is math. Fuel, flak, escorts, losses. Then something shows up that breaks the math. Pilots describe a shape that looks too clean, too smooth. No familiar sound, just a sharp, high whistle. And the speed. The speed is what makes their voices change. If this is real, it means Germany has found a way to punch through the Allies' advantage in the air. If it isn't real, then we're about to waste lives chasing a ghost. Either way, someone pays. My job is simple to say and hard to survive. Separate panic from truth before panic kills pilots. So I start where truth starts in wartime. Paper trails and ugly details. Intercepts, recon photos, captured scraps, patterns that repeat. And one phrase keeps coming back, like a fingerprint on different crimes. Flying wing. No tail, no classic fuselage, just wing. Then the second word appears, whispered like a sin. Jet. Now, jets are not a fairy tale. Germany already fields the Messerschmitt Me-262, the first operational jet fighter, fast enough to slash bomber streams and escape before escorts can react. But these reports aren't describing an Me-262. They're describing something wronger, stranger, a jet shaped like a triangle of the future. I mark a map, airfields, factories, rail lines, dispersed sites. A secret aircraft program can't hide like a man. It needs engines, fuel, spares, mechanics, guards, and test runs. And late war Germany is starving for all of it. So I hunt the weaknesses. Engines. German jet engines like the Junkers Jumo 004 and BMW 003 can deliver speed, but they're fragile under wartime shortages. Heat destroys turbine parts. Lifespans are short. That means constant replacements, constant movement, constant chances to be seen. Secrecy. Night testing. Restricted airfields. Extra guards. The kind of security that becomes visible precisely because it tries not to be. Urgency. Desperation forces mistakes. And then, the first mistake lands in our hands. A recon photo returns. Grainy, gray, but unmistakable. On a tarmac sits a shape that makes the whole room lean in. No tail, just a swept triangle. Like someone erased half the airplane and dared the sky to object. We don't celebrate. We get quieter. Because if it's on the ground, it's either being built or it's already flying. Then the second mistake arrives, a captured reference, not a confession, just a designation that keeps appearing like a ghost in different files, HO-229, and with it, two names that finally make the puzzle feel real. Reimar and Walter Horton, brothers obsessed with flying wing aircraft long before the war turned everything into an emergency. Here's the nightmare. The HO-229 is a jet wrapped in a flying wing. Less drag, fewer surfaces, a shape that can translate speed into shock. And it's tied to a requirement that sounds insane unless you realize its desperation turned into numbers. The 3 × 1,000 demand. Roughly 1,000 kilograms of bombs, 1,000 kilometers of range at 1,000 kilometers per hour. A bomber that can strike and vanish. A machine meant to make Allied air superiority feel temporary. But secrets don't stay perfect. They sweat. They crack. We learn the program is being rushed. Night runs, blackout hangars, parts moved on short notice, mechanics improvising with scarce materials. The engineers are trying to build tomorrow with the metal of a collapsing today. And then the program bleeds. February 1945, the jet-powered prototype, HO-229 V2, goes up. Something fails. The aircraft comes down. The test pilot, Erwin Ziller, is killed. That's the moment the myth becomes mortal. And mortality creates evidence, reports, witnesses, salvage, panic. It creates the kind of noise intelligence lives on. So we tighten the net. We watch transport nodes. We track unusual security. We push for more photo recon. We ask agents and resistance networks to listen for the words that matter. Special engines, night tests, new airframe, flying wing. And then the pilots report the worst part. Not just that it's fast, that it feels wrong to chase. One survivor tells us it moved like it was on rails. No wobble, no prop wash, just that thin whistle. And then it was behind him and gone. He doesn't sound heroic. He sounds small. And then tells me what this weapon really is. Not only speed, psychology. A machine designed to make experienced men doubt their own sky. But here's the complication Germany can't outrun. Jets eat resources, and Germany is broke in everything that matters. They need heat-resistant alloys. They need precision machining. They need fuel. They need time. Late war Germany has shortages, bombed rail lines, scattered factories, exhausted labor, and deadlines that turn safety into a suggestion. So the HO-229 becomes the perfect symbol of the Reich's final months. A brilliant idea chained to collapse. Then the ground war moves faster than any blueprint. Spring 1945, Germany breaks open, programs scatter, files burn, projects freeze mid-sentence. And in that chaos, the Allies capture what secrecy tried to hide. An unfinished flying wing airframe, real, physical, silent. Taken before it can become a squadron, before it can become a legend with teeth. And that's where the truth sharpens into the aha moment. The jet existed. The fear was justified, but it was never the war winner people imagined, because Germany could build flashes of tomorrow, without the industrial oxygen to mass produce tomorrow. The Me-262 proved jets were operational. The Arado AR-234 proved jet bombers were possible. And the HO-229 proved the future could be shaped into something terrifying. But engines ran hot and died young. Fuel was scarce. Materials were compromised. Factories were hunted. Deadlines forced crashes. A miracle machine still needs a miracle system. Germany didn't have one. And the part that lingers isn't the wreck. It's what happens after. Because wars end, but ideas don't. Captured airframes, captured notes, captured concepts. They get studied, rebuilt, improved, folded into the next decade. So this wasn't just an investigation into a Nazi aircraft. It was a chase after a door cracking open, just enough to change what comes next. And that's the whisper underneath every engine whistle you hear today. In the final months of World War II, men looked up and saw a machine that made them feel like time had slipped. It didn't win the war, but it proved the future could arrive early, built on desperation, because history never dies. It just echoes. Subscribe for more.